Hi, my name is Sky, and this is my blog about G4 TV. Now, the original purpose of all the different blogs I had about G4 TV was that part of it I wanted to get a job there. I just recently got out of the Army, and I was real fascinated and really enjoyed the programming content on Tech TV, G4 Tech TV, and now G4 TV. And as a result, I also developed a communication with some of the personalities on the staff of G4 TV through the forums, the message boards that a lot of the fans frequented, and shows personalities and staff would as well interact with. And I was even approached by a staff member or two about seeking employment with G4 TV. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because I'm just not a student enrolled in college, at the time. So, and I didn't have the funds to go about getting into college and then try to enroll in the program, and as well as move to LA. And I don't know. Since at the time, my priorities were kind of elsewhere, especially in terms of I wanted to do some. I actually wanted to write a book, and ended up kind of doing two, you could say. Anyways, the purpose of all these critiques and reviews and responses and a lot of other videos is that I really am a fan of the programming. I want to see G4 TV succeed. Because there's nothing else out there like it. I really enjoyed the material, and I think that they can do, they can improve, they can get worse, they could do things differently, and it's all in their court. I'm just one humble fan who, this is what I think. The other purpose of these blogs is that it's to test my own power of observation and seeing how an organization comes together and creates entertainment and information distribution for a mass audience, and also how do they try to attract and keep that mass audience. So with that all in mind, here we go with more of my blog G4 TV. Now, recently, and several people have asked me about it too, to respond. G4 TV did it was kind of strange, kind of interesting how it worked out, but there was talk about an announcement, and it was kind of interesting because, for one thing, G4 TV, when they make an announcement, they just make an announcement, and sometimes we're aware of it, sometimes we're not. We being the fans and the audience as a whole. So and the difference between the fans and the audience is fans are a little bit more in the know. Also, typically the people that frequent the message boards. Audience is just people who watch the program and do not engage with the online portion of G4 TV. Now, so this announcement came up, and there was a lot of speculation. There were, the hints and the teases and the clues here and there. A lot of people were curious about it, and there was a lot of speculation as to, what the announcement could be. So one of the things is that G4 TV would go high definition. Another is that it's been a while ago too, but some of the other ones were, I don't remember now. But anyways, one of the things that, and even I think I was the first one to bring it up, or no, somebody else brought it up, but I was a bit more encouraging of it, was that right at that time, rumor was going about that George Lucas was trying to shop around for a network to put his new Star Wars Clone Wars animated series, which was considered a bit more mature in content. So he needed a special venue to display it. And to me, it seemed only normal, logical that you would have G4 TV be the the best place to host that program. On top of that, G4 TV is going to be airing Spaceballs, the animated adventures, in the fall, which is now actually, if I'm not mistaken. But that can, of course, be subject to change, or they might have been meant later on, or actually they could be talking about 2008. So I'm sorry, I haven't been pursuing that bit of information too much. Plus, the commercials have kind of not been airing as much as well, and there could be various reasons for that. And foremost is that right now there's a writer's strike. There was some commentary on the message boards about the nature of the content on G4 TV, and I agree in that it seems that a lot of the content is filler based, as in very little creative talent went into creating the idea. I mean, there's the creation of how do we set up this segment, how do we create airtime with this segment, how do we keep an audience with this segment. So some good examples is some of the different fights they've had on this show, either with mixed martial artists or wiffle bats, and then of course the Ninja Warrior special, which came up, and which I'm really quite surprised with, because they were talking, or the commercials were talking at about 3 hours or so of Ninja Warrior programming, and watching the programming, it really struck me as a lot of filler, a lot of, we're just, this is a lot of things, and we're giving you a lot of information, and it's just, we're kind of rehashing the same thing over and over again as well. So a little boring, a little dull, a little, why am I watching this? And also, like, okay, we understand this, now can you move on? And it's very odd, because the same voiceover announcer that they would use for the regular Ninja Warrior program is also doing the voiceover for this narrative style programming about the winners of the Ninja Warrior competition. As they're traveling around and going here and there in Japan, and oh, how excited they were, and it's just like, I mean, okay, you're narrating their actions in their life, all right, that's great, that's fascinating, but all right, so I understand why the creation of enough content, because there's an audience for Ninja Warrior, and having a special event will either start or draw in more of an audience, or at least keep an audience and keep the advertisers happy. But to me, there's that and some other things which kind of makes me wonder, what is G4 TV doing, or how is President and creative talent, and also the forces within that make decisions, how are they taking G4 TV? It is obvious that there's some changes going on, in particular because since the move to the E Studios, in fact, I myself have been curious, when would we see an effect, when would we see a change, and so now we are seeing it, but more like graphics wise, and little changes here and there. So user created has returned, and it's interesting because there's a lot, the show is asking for a lot more out of the fan base, and also placing a lot more restrictions, but as well as providing some help. So overall, that's just my general observations, and I'll have more later.